Well, hello there. Thank you so much for checking out the YouTube channel on here and pretty much supporting me by watching my videos. If you would like to support me monetarily, there is a way. Anchor.fm/Jason Tamer. Pretty much, if you want to give away your money, you don't have to, obviously, but it's an option. Also, if you want to check out my stuff that I be posting, because, I do photography, Instagram.com/Jason Tamer. That's another way to support me. I would be honored if you followed me. But without further ado, on to the episode.
Now, here comes the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and non-binary beings, welcome to the JTX podcast. Welcome, season 2. I don't think y'all ready for this, but I hope you are. Are you ready? Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and non-binary beings, welcome to episode 13 of the JTX podcast. Now in YouTube, or on YouTube, in the visual video, because for the past 13 episodes, with some of them, not all of them, but it's been pure audio, and I'm super happy, I'm super excited that I finally have the rig, the stuff. I'm almost spitting right now. That's how excited I am. I'm so happy that I have the things needed to make this into the whole video. Of course, this will be a lot of trial and error. I am a one-man team as of right now. Hopefully, I can get more people on here eventually to kind of help out. But regardless, we're here. We're doing this, and thank you. Thank you for listening pretty much for the past 14 episodes now. Thank you if you've been with me since the first episode. If you're new, welcome. You're coming in at a perfect time, and I hope you enjoy the next episodes and the past episodes, and I'm just rambling on right now. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so with that being said, I really want to just get straight into the episode. The reason why I say that is because it is a 2-hour episode. I'm still debating whether I should split it up like I did a past episode, or if I should just put it all together. But I don't want to overburn because there is a lot of great stuff in what we talk about. Just a little context. This is my best friend. Well, one of my best friends. Long story short, all right. I grew up religious. I was born literally into a church. My mom, she had me when she was having me, when she was pregnant. She went to a church in San Francisco, and ever since then, she has attended at that church. I was involved, and I was there until the age of 9. And from 9 to 12 or 13, my family moved out to a small town near Fresno, and we decided to just come back for some reason, and we went back into that church. And a lot of things happened in that church. While we don't go into specifics of specific things that did happen, I met Sam there along with 4 other friends who we talk about in this episode too, and I hope to one day bring them on. But we go through our experiences in the church, kind of the stuff that we had to deal with. But not only do we talk about religious stuff, because I'm sure y'all are excited to hear about that, conspiracy theories, we talk about what's going on in current times. We also talk about I can't believe I left this out. He is a single father. My friend Sam had his kid when he was 17, and we go through a journey with all of that, of having his daughter and everything, things he had to go through at the time. But once again, I don't want to keep from this episode. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy this amazing episode with the strong father, Sam. Like, well, if I've noticed anything, once you're in church, like everybody, like you're so
because there's not that many options.
exactly, and it's like if you get to your 30s and nobody else is like dating, it's like you're kind of limited to like who you can.
It's true.
I'm sorry, what was your question you were asking though? You were gonna ask me a question right now. Oh, dating.
Oh,
wise.
yes.
Okay, so yeah, dude, dating as a photographer sucks balls. Like, it is the worst thing, because I'll give you an example. Last year, I hooked up with this one girl, and she got hella jealous off the fact that I was shooting with other people, and she was like, "Why aren't you making time with me?" In like 2 weeks, and she was already like, "Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this," and a part of me was like, don't get me wrong, I like that. But also, I made plans with these people. So it's like, I need to focus on that. She wasn't having it. She followed every single girl that I shot with. She asked me questions about every single girl. And on top of that, she was friends with this one girl that I was, we were homies. And she would ask her just a bunch of questions of, like, the girls that I talked to at work. And it got to the point where I was like, I can't do this shit. Like, I can't deal with this.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, she was crazy. Like, and also, well, now I have what's it called? Like a rule for myself. I will not in any way. So yeah, so now I have a rule for myself where I don't date anybody I shoot with at all.
That's good, though.
It is good.
Yeah.
Because I dated one girl who I shot with, and she also went fucking crazy on me. Like, she locked herself in my bathroom and posted on her Instagram story that she was trapped in my house. Ever since then, I don't date anybody who I shoot, and it's hard for me to find anybody that is okay with me doing what I do. Because
I feel like you have to find somebody in your field, maybe, like another photographer.
See, that I was thinking about that earlier. Like today, I was driving, and I'm like, probably finding somebody who's a photographer who knows, you know. But on top of that, it's like I mean, obviously not every photographer knows each other, but the world is small in that field. Like, because I was in the kink community, right? So, like, all the people who do BDSM and all that, like, they knew each other, or they knew somebody who knew that person. So even the people that I would shoot with, they would ask me questions about this other person because they heard stories. Yeah. So somehow word does go around about, you know, about what you do or who you are, and that could come back to you, especially if you're trying to have a good reputation. Yeah. You know, just having that. So yeah, like if I were to date somebody, it'd be a photographer. But no, dude, I probably best to not even touch that type of thing. You know, it's like don't shit where you eat type of thing.
Yeah, and you're good right now.
Yeah, I am, surprisingly.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I'm trying.
And then I saw, I think on Facebook or somewhere, you posted that you're gonna want to open a restaurant.
Oh, dude, that's been my dream for a while.
Dude, when I saw, I was like, oh, that's good for him that he has that idea that he wants to do it over there.
Well, I want to do the pupusa restaurant in Japan. I've wanted to do that since 2015 though. Like,
and then this happened, and then it's like,
well, I don't think I told you I was supposed to move to Japan in August
of last year.
This year.
So
this the 2020.
Oh,
2020. Okay. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna like. I had my hotel ready for a month. All right. My plan was to go out there, talk with different people in the Latin culture who has restaurants and stuff like that, so I could see how I can establish my pupusa restaurant. And then eventually from there, try to see how I can stay indefinitely. The Japanese visa is for 3 months. After 3 months, like, you have to go back, and then, you know. So that was my goal, where I would have been there for as long as possible to create that, like, dream. Yeah. And it's something I always want to do. So we'll see. It's still there, and it's a good thing that I'm not in a relationship, because or else it wouldn't let me. But enough about me, dude. What's new with you? What you been up to? What's the craziness that? Because bro, like, you're a single father, you traveled apparently a lot recently. Well, not recently,
Well,
but
like
over a year ago.
Yeah.
But you travel a lot. What's going on?
I don't know, man. Life's good, man. You just gotta, you know, I know there's all this negativity around and stuff, but like,
Obviously.
you just gotta be yourself, you know. Just
Always.
do what you want to do, you know.
Yeah.
Like I was like deciding like, oh, I'm gonna go to Spain, and then
You went?
I went, and I stayed there for like almost a month.
See, no, that was before you left Spain. That was when we last saw each other.
Was it?
For sure. When did you go to Spain?
I went like on my birthday in September.
This past September? No.
No, last September.
It's 2019. Yeah, so we saw each other a little
did?
bit before that. Yeah, but it's still been like almost 2 years, but yeah.
It's 2 years though.
It still is 2 years though, yeah.
I know.
But that's when we saw each other. So you went to Spain, you just decided to take the impulse and want to go.
Yeah.
What? Because so in my pre-broadcast, I would have said how long we've known each other, but we've known each other for a long time, probably like 21 years, I want to say.
Yeah, because I known you. Since I was little, man.
5 years
Yeah.
old, like in church.
Yeah.
And throughout even though I left to go to Fresno with the family, when we came back, like you were starting to develop like who you were, and you were a huge ladies man. Like that was your biggest thing. He laughs.
That's the old me, man.
It's crazy. That's how I feel about myself too, because it's like I had that phase where it's like I was a ladies man, and now I'm just like, all right, I'm done with that bullshit. You were extremely into soccer, and I'm sure you still are.
Yeah, but I retired already. So.
You're long retired. But I mean, what I'm trying to get to is just like you had these aspirations, you were doing a lot of these things,
Yeah.
and then eventually it came to the point where, I mean, in the sense you had to grow up faster than other people because you had your kid. How old were you again? I want to say 17, but 18.
I think I was 17.
17.
And she was 16.
Mm-hmm.
But damn.
Yeah, that blows my mind. That's like it's been. So is she 10? No, she's 9, right?
No, she's 8. Or she's gonna turn 8
Okay, yeah.
this year, like in a couple months. So.
Which, damn, dude, the time really does go by
I'm
fast.
telling you, man, time's passing by quick, man.
I can only look. I haven't seen Franco in a minute, but I can imagine how Franco's kid is right now too.
Yeah, I think I saw him last year also. She's almost half Sophia's size, so.
Oh shit! But she's like 5, right? 5 or 6.
No, I think she's like 3. I forgot.
And half Sophia's size. Wow, that's some
Well,
good genetics.
it's because Sophia's small. That's why.
No, but also Franco's tall.
Franco's tall. He's like, what, 5'8" or something like that.
Yeah. Just before anything, Franco is another friend of ours that we've known for a long ass time. So, so yeah, dude, you had to grow up faster than usual. I guess my biggest question right off the gate would be, like, would you change anything?
I'd always get that in my head all the time. Like, what would happen, like, if I didn't have her?
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't go to that school?
Yeah.
If I didn't meet her, what would have changed? I probably would have not met half the friends that I have right now, you know? Like, I probably would have went to, like, a public school and then, like, had different friends, probably a different mindset. I probably wouldn't even be here right now talking to you because we probably would have been distant or something like that.
I mean, but even like that, we were still distant.
Yeah.
And that was my fault, like, regardless, because I was antisocial and I just didn't want to do shit. But do you say, what do you mean when you say that, like, you would be more, you wouldn't have the friends you have, or you wouldn't be distant? Like, would you be doing other shit that you think you...
I think I would.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then I was telling my JC that me and him were talking.
All right.
He said that if I didn't have everything that I had going on, and he didn't have anything that he had going on, we probably would have both went to Argentina and, like, lived our life over there.
Try to become soccer players.
Just live a life over there, man.
Yeah.
Because we were going to go to Argentina, but then all this happened, the corona, and then...
Oh, so you were planning to move?
No, we're planning to travel over there.
Just travel out
for like
there, okay.
like 2 weeks. But then this all happened. We were about to have our plane
Fucking Corona,
tickets.
bro, I swear to God. Dude, you're telling me. Like, that's
I'm
how
telling you,
it
I
was in Japan.
already had plans, man.
That's how it was for me in Japan, too.
Dude, I had plans.
I had my hotel paid. Jocelyn was going to hook it up with the fucking airplane. I feel you. It's just everything got...
I know, all this, man, just like... went downhill. And then it just sucks because now like it's almost been a year since not working
Yeah.
for mostly people.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
And then like you're like if I go back to work, like what the hell?
Do I even want to go to work?
I know.
Yeah, right.
Like I do, but like I don't. I'm like, it's like I'm on a long vacation.
What have you been doing throughout your vacation?
I've been spending time with the family, and then I've been collecting stuff and reselling. So.
Nice. Okay, go. Try just like getting stuff from different websites as cheap as possible. I mean, you've always been a hustler like that, anyway. So.
But mostly on Funkos.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's people will pay top dollar for that.
They will.
Oh my god, dude.
Yep. It's easy to flip too.
How so?
It's like it's because you have to do the work, you know. You have to like work to like really like go out there, wake up at like 6 a.m.
Oh, and actually get in line to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I'm used to it because I used to collect shoes.
Yeah.
I used to wake up at 6
Oh,
in the
you
morning.
don't collect shoes no more?
Nah,
And
man.
that whole closet just filled with boxes.
I sold that whole closet.
Oh my god.
I only have like a couple.
Oh my god.
But
So you've been really using your business business skills throughout the whole time of Corona. That's good. Shit. Going back to having a kid though, dude, what has changed for you? Like that you've noticed? What's the biggest thing that you've noticed where like obviously I could see the change that you have, but what's the one thing that you're just proud of like, oh, I'm no longer this type of person, or this is no longer what I do because of me having a kid?
yeah, I don't know, probably maturity.
Mm.
You know, it's because she's like a mini you, you know.
She really is mean
Yeah.
to you though.
And then it's like makes you like think like a decision's what you're gonna do, you know.
Mm.
Like if you do this, it's gonna affect her,
Mm.
and if you do that, it's gonna affect her. Because it's not just you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like you have to like know the consequences before you take the action, you know, because they make you make like a mistake, you know, you're gonna mess somebody up. You get me?
Is that the reason why? I mean, I haven't really asked you about your love life, but is that the reason why you haven't had anything more committed right now or more serious?
I feel like I've had gone on a couple dates and stuff.
As you do.
Yeah.
I mean, as anybody.
I did meet people, but like, it's just like I'm not interested, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I think I'm fine, not needing anybody.
Where? Well, let's see, because there's a lot of things I could get into.
I'm here all day, bro.
Oh, dude, thank you for that. Where do you think your mind was, or do you remember where your mind was when you found out that your girl at the time was pregnant?
I know the main thing is that disappointment from my parents.
Oh, especially being, as a Christian family, yeah. Dude.
Yeah. And then you fall in that category of those Latin people that, oh, they're Latin, they're going to have kids at 16, 17, be dropouts and all that. But luckily, I wasn't a dropout. I graduated and did, other stuff. And, like, that's the main one, I guess.
That must have affected you, though.
And then, I know it's going to affect my whole entire life. It's going to affect my friends. It's going to affect what I'm going to be doing. Like, I'm not going to have that much, me time. Because there's always going to be somebody there with you.
But were you scared? Were you afraid? Were you happy?
I was scared, so.
I mean, yeah, especially at your age.
Yeah, because you're like, what am I going to do? Like,
how am I going to support?
Yeah. Luckily, I had my parents to help me out. But I know some people that don't have parents or don't have that moral support that have it tough. And luckily, I'm thankful that I got that.
And your parents are very, dude, yeah.
Man.
Even till now, like, a lot of people wouldn't have the luxury in the sense to be able to be with their parents and having a kid.
I know, because any Latin family, like, once you have a kid, you're like, oh, you're out of the house.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, you're done. I'm not going to support you and your kid and somebody else in my house. And they have to, like, go on your own. So luckily, I haven't got that. Didn't get that,
Now, I don't really want to get into the religion part of it yet, I definitely want to like keep learning more and more about you, because that in itself is just gonna be a whole topic where I'm just gonna.
I'm ready for that, bro.
Oh, I knew you were
My
ready.
sister was like, "I know what you guys are gonna talk about," and I was like,
Yeah, we definitely are.
"Dude, I've been on both sides, you know."
I feel it.
So it's like,
Oh, you know what? All right, let's get into it.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All
You
right.
said you're here all day, so why not?
Yeah.
Because your dad, he had his own struggles. Your dad went through his own things at his age. As you've gone through your stuff.
Yeah.
But once there was that disappointment of you having a kid, it's as if everything that they went through, or he went through, I don't know what they went through, but whatever they went through was like out of the window because of a higher being.
Mm-hmm.
Did you did you feel resentment? Did you feel hatred off the fact that their beliefs, they weren't supporting you because of their beliefs? I mean, eventually they supported you, but it was like how did you feel with all of that, with religion having a play in that problem, or in that, you know?
Well, I guess because since they've been Christians for so long, you know, for probably, I don't know how old, probably 17 years. It's tough because they you know, they mold you in like the way like they want you to be raised, and then you be rebellious and do this and that, and then they get disappointed because they're like, we did all this work for nothing. We paid all this money for you to go to private
Christian
school.
school.
And then you do this. Like, of course they were mad at first, but then I guess they have to give compassion and, you know, what is it? Forgiveness for, you know, doing a mistake. But then it turned out being good because now they're young grandpas or grandparents.
And
that's what I always tell them. I'm like, you guys are young, you know, imagine if I had him when I was 30, like you guys, he would have been like 70, 75, you know, like it's going to be like hard for you to like
Trump with a cane trying to, that's what my dad's getting on me about right now. He's like, you're getting too old. Why aren't there grandchildren?
Bro, you're like, what? You're 27 now?
27.
There you go. You're like a year older than me.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I'm getting at. And he's just like, no. Well, because he had his first kid when he was like 16, I think. And then he had me when he was like in his 30s. So I'm just like, dude, like you had me in your 30s. Like, shut the fuck up. But did you? Okay, so obviously they went through the notions, through everything that was going on. What was the feedback with the church? Because that's something I don't know.
No, you don't know?
I don't know. I only know because, okay, so I left when I was 18.
Yeah.
And then I went to help out another church so they could like get up. By the time I was 19, I already had left the church completely. Okay. So there was like this few years of just like you and Franco and William and Jose just being at the church, and you had to go through the whole like, I have a kid now.
Yeah.
How was that time period?
I feel like since it was me and I known mostly like the original people that were there when I was there, not all these new people, you know, like who the hell are you, you know?
Yeah.
Like some of them were supportive, and I guess, you know, people are gonna talk, you know. They're like, oh, you know how people talk.
Yeah, always.
Especially in churches, they love gossip. Always. It's like,
of course,
it's like they breathe it, you know.
Yeah.
So
it's not even they breathe it; they just fucking consume it, and that's what they shit out afterwards. Yep. Yeah.
But I feel like everybody was fine about it, except for, I don't know why it really pissed me off, because was really helpful. She was very supportive with both of us. But the main
just say pastor, the main. Don't just. I'm gonna have to bleep some things out after this because I don't want them to come at me with this bullshit. But yeah, so the main.
Yeah. It's like some people. I don't even want to say names. Some people had kids also. And then like the same way I did, and they got presented first, because apparently there's a thing that you have to present your kids, bless them, so they can have a good life and stuff. And they didn't present our kid, but they presented their kid. That, and I'm guessing because he was a leader, and the daughter I'm guessing you might know who it is.
I think so.
And that pissed me off because I told her, and I even told the other pastor, like it's been like 2 years. Like, why hasn't anybody presented her?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be dealing with like you guys going in like we going in groups and talking about this because like you guys are not even like helping me. You guys already consider me an adult, being at like 18 compared to like people who are like
in their
30s that are considered young,
and they're in the youth group.
Yes, and youth group where there's like kids that are like under 21, like under 18. Like, how is that even?
Yeah, that's
what just pissed me off too.
Yeah.
And I was like, let it go. And then she found out. And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were, you wanted to present her. You never told me." I'm like, it's kind of obvious, I was like, there's like a 1-year-old or 2-year-old here that looks just like me walking around or waddling.
It's obviously I have my own issues with because my grandma, when she came here, she also had her own issues with the main. So I don't know what it is. A part of me feels like it's a power, like wanting power or something. Maybe not. It was just, they're older and whatever.
Old school.
Old school. Oh, dude, definitely old school. But especially because she's your kid. Like, that's the most frustrating thing. It's like, I've been here since I was born.
Yep.
I've been a part of different things, just plays, gone to trips, youth, whatever.
Yeah.
And then now when I bring somebody into this world, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But did you really need that?
Well, I feel like they did it to everybody, so like, why not me? Like every time there's a newborn, they're like, "Oh, we're presenting it like right away."
Yeah.
And then like, but no, with her it took like almost 2 years to present. I didn't want when she said, "Oh yeah, let's do it." I'm like, I was like, okay, let's do it. But deep down I was like, what's the point? It's too late now. You're just doing it out of like probably like pity, because you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, let's do it."
Yeah. It's like I feel bad.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. And like I don't know, like certain things that from churches discourages you.
Oh, dude, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you at right now mentally with religion? Do you feel comfortable saying that or no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, go.
I don't know. I feel like church is just a scheme, Any religion's a scheme. It was all created by governments, to control people. That's what I think. And that's what most people believe, Even though everything's created from something, but like, I don't know.
You feel that it's something to control the masses in a sense.
Yeah. How do you think the government controls everybody else,
Did you see the video? Have you seen everything that happened last week?
With the Capitol?
Yeah. So did you notice like how many Christians, like people who believe in Christianity, like they were very prevalent in a lot of those things. Like they were saying that they were doing all that in the name of God, and like just like, dude, like that shit pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
When it's like,
it's an excuse.
It's an excuse.
To do whatever you want.
It's like, because I'm doing this in the name of a higher being that I was taught about, that I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then you have the other side of people saying, well, they're not Christians.
Yeah.
But my response to that is, what makes you say they're not Christians if they follow the exact same book that you do, and then they're feeling, because they also believe in the Holy Spirit, they believe in the same God, same Jesus, and they have scriptures to back them up, like they think they're doing the right thing. So like, why? What if you're wrong, or what if they're wrong?
That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody has kind of like the same beliefs, Every religion has the same belief, like a good, a bad. Like, if you do this thing, you're bad. You can't eat cow. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't do that. It's all no tattoos. It's like everything. Every religion has the same kind of details, but like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. Like, they're using religion to get away with stuff. Like, oh, I believe in this. Like, you can't prosecute me or something like that. Oh, Satan made me do it. I can't. You can't. Put me in a sane asylum or something like that. So like, I don't understand why. Like, yes, it helps a lot of people with their addictions and stuff, but like you just go to like AA or whatever.
I mean, a lot of AA, well, 12-step AA uses God as like a fundamental to help you. But also I do know that you could substitute that
for some other addiction.
Substitute the belief of God for something else. So it's like, instead of praying, meditate. Instead of meditating, like breathing techniques and shit like that. And it's frustrating, bro. It's so frustrating. Like, because, for example, you went to a Christian school that was extremely different from my Christian school.
Yeah, there's like 3 different religions in Christianity, or 3 different whatever. There's Baptist,
more than 200,
Pentecostal.
Dude.
Exactly,
More
that's
than
what I'm
200.
saying. And they all believe certain things in the Bible. More like, if it was just one religion, or it's not even a religion apparently, one group.
It's a religion. I mean, religion means the belief of a higher being.
Yeah,
like,
but they don't.
Yeah, they call it a
religion.
lifestyle.
Yeah. But more like, if there's so many, like, some people don't believe in the last chapters. Some people don't believe in the beginning. Some people don't believe in the middle, Old Testament, whatever.
It's like Jesus came and abolished the Old Testament. It's like, no, that's not what happened. And you always have these conflict. It's like the Bible in itself has a lot of contradictions.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to accept that. And that's very problematic. But I guess what I was trying to get at is, like, I'll never forget the time where, like, a lot of the people would make fun of my school because my school was very out there. Like, very out there when it came to, like, their beliefs and stuff like that. And it's like, this is the part that got to me the most, because I knew that the leaders, quote unquote, of the church that we went to would come together with the leaders of the church of the school that I went to, and they would act all goody with each other. But once, like, they were not near each other, like, I'll never forget the time that one of the leaders talked very bad about the leaders at my school. And that's the frustrating part, where I'm like, you believe the exact same thing, yet here you are talking bad about them. You know?
I know. Another thing that really, like Peter, really grinds my gear.
Really grinds my gear. You all know what grinds my gear. Yeah.
Is that's, they get paid so much money,
dude,
and they don't get taxed either.
No, they don't.
Dude, if I wanted to go in that field, like, certain people, I don't want to say any names, that go in the field, dude, just for money, dude. Mm-hmm. You can go to get one little seminar or two. Oh, thanks, man. One seminar or whatever, and you get a certificate, and boom, create a church, ask for offerings, buy yourself a hell of stuff.
I never understood how much money, like, the leaders get from...
the leaders? I don't know.
Well, the leaders in the sense where it's like people who are at...
the top?
At the top.
Well, I heard they get over 100K.
Yeah, and they don't get taxed on that.
Yes. And then they say it's offerings because they have to, like, of course, how they gotta live their lifestyle of, like, living at a home. They have to, like, pay the bills by, like...
It's like that money, like, where you're getting it from.
Yeah, you're getting it from other people, and then especially Latin people who I know pastors that have gone to church, and then my dad has told me that they would go just for money, and then be fake, and that's it. And they'll get free money. They'll get probably like $2K, $3K from the church, and then just disappear. And then once you get caught, you're like.
That's where a lot of the issues with the prosperity gospel comes into play. Like people like Joel Osteen or I don't know.
Did you see that video of the other pastor who said that he didn't want to fly on the plane because he will be surrounded by demons?
I know his Crazy Eyes. I call him Crazy Eyes because he has fucking.
He looks like the guy from The Mask, the villain.
Bro,
he's like.
What's his name?
I forgot his name.
But yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
They also did a interview with him because he bought a jet from Tyler Perry. Mm-hmm. He bought same guy, right? Yeah, same guy. And like
they caught him when he was leaving.
Dude, when he was talking, like he made those faces, and I'm just like,
hella scary.
People follow this man. Like that guy has issues. But that's where that's where I'm getting at. It's like that's where the problem comes. People will justify everything they do because of scripture. Yeah. People will say I'm doing the right thing because in the Bible it says that I'm doing the right thing.
Let me buy this multi-million-dollar plane so I can be by myself and pray.
And here, this is where I'm gonna come. This is where I'm gonna say, look, if you work hard, if you get money in a way that it's like a good, honest living, and you're able to buy mansions and you're able, okay, cool, I get that. Like, I understand that. But if you're using money, if you're getting money,
leeching off people,
saying that God will bless you with more than what you're giving me right now, that's where I have problems. And that's the reason why I had the problems with the church where we went to, where people would come up with their illnesses and they would come up saying that
oh man, that also pissed me off,
dude.
It's like, are you an actor? You're a pretty bad actor.
And they were, though. Some of them were, though.
Yeah, that was the problem. Some of the most dumbest things. My wrist hurts. I woke up and my wrist hurt. I'm like, you slept wrong. My wrist hurts too when I wake up. What the heck?
It'll be good the next
wrong.
day.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. And that's like the people who, but the problem is that there are people who do have problems.
Yeah.
And they go up believing that they're going to be okay. And eventually they don't. And eventually some people, they stop taking the medicine that they need to take. And that's where I have the problems. And I saw that a lot in where we went.
And it discourages people.
It discourages people.
Because they don't like, oh, I'm not healed. And then the pastor be like, oh, it's because you don't believe. You have to believe more.
Your faith isn't there. And the thing also is just like, yes, there were actors who would go up there. And when we say actors, it's not like actors that are professional.
No.
We mean people who
are leaders there.
And they say, like, there would be times where whoever is preaching would ask people to come up. Nobody would come up. And eventually somebody who was a leader would come up saying that they had this problem. But in reality,
they didn't have anything.
They really didn't. Because you would see them after the service act like just talking normally or just being like not, you know. And I don't know, man. That's what some things like, it's like, it makes you not believe, you know? And it's like, yes. See, but I don't believe, for me, I don't believe because of those things. I personally don't believe because I actually read the Bible. That's what makes me not believe. A lot of people, I've had people come at me being like, oh, you're just mad at, you know, whatever happened to you. And it's like, no, I actually took the time to read the Bible and read the problems that it is in there. I actually took the time to be like, this is scripture. Scripture. This is a contradiction. This is another contradiction. Like, there's people who come at me being like, well, God didn't create evil. It's like, no, God did create evil. Isaiah 43:7, I think it is, where he says, God created the heavens and the earth. God created the light and the darkness. God created good and calamity. Or sometimes it even says evil on there. So it's like, yes, God, like, you're saying that God doesn't do these things, but in truth, yeah, he does. Yeah. God is the one who allowed for there to be slaves. He says, and kill people in his name. And then you have other people who are like, well, God doesn't make you do things. Well, God forced King Ramses, I think it was Ramses, he hardened his heart. So that way he wouldn't let the people of Israel go. So apparently he does. It's like, no, dude. I didn't stop believing because of the things that happened in church. I stopped believing because there's a lot of problems in the book itself that we all believe in. Yeah. And then some of the stuff is all rewritten by other people, you know? Like, apparently they were saying, like, the Bible we have right now is the main one they wrote millions of years ago. Hilarious. I highly doubt that. No, it's not. I highly doubt that. That thing's been translated so many times. So many times. And there's proof of people who were translating it, and they would change things in it. And also on top of that, there are books. So do you know how the Bible was created? It's okay if you don't. I'll say right now. So the way the Bible was created is that back when I think it was Emperor Augustus from Rome. So Christians were persecuted, right? Eventually, because of Nero, and Nero died, and then you had a new emperor, and that emperor was Christian. So that's the reason why we have also Christmas as a Christian holiday, even though it was a pagan holiday, and all these things. So what they decided to do was they had over 200, 500 books that they found of different things, and they deduced it down with a council, like multiple people. They deduced it down to, I want to say 77. I don't know how many books are in the Catholic Bible. That's what they deduced it down to.
I have no idea.
No, I mean, how I forgot. I don't know if it's 77 or 68. One of those two. But all of that, like a lot of books, right? They brought it down to that number of whatever the Catholic Bible is. And that's how you have the Bible right now with the Apocrypha that's in the Catholic Church. Yeah. So and then you had Martin Luther with the Reformation. He had issues with the Catholic Church. And because of all of that is how you got the Christian or the Protestant Bible. So for the people who believe that the amount of books that are in the current Bible right now is definitive, they're wrong, because there's so many more. Like you have the Gnostic Bible. The Gnostic Bible, it consists of books like, for example, the Judas Gospel. There we go, the Judas Gospel, which is about Judas already knowing the plan that God had for Jesus. And Jesus already knew that Judas was going to betray because everything was planned out. So there's that. There's others. I forgot the name of them. But yeah, so like it was just different books of different people who wrote. So it's like, who's right in this? And on top of that, if in the Bible it says no word shall be changed or taken out from the Bible, well, they already took out a bunch of shit. Yeah. So it's like,
it's what they want you to read, you know?
Exactly.
To control you. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. That's how they control people. That's how they're controlling everybody right now, you know?
But it's just, it pisses me off, dude. Like, it really does. Where they fear you. Like, for me to stop being scared that there's a hell took a very long time.
Really?
Because that's scary, bro.
But do you believe in them being demons?
So this is my belief right now. I would consider myself agnostic, where there might be something out there. I just don't know what it is, and I can't definitively say.
Okay, so
go.
What I think, and since what I've been seeing and reading and watching is that all these like spirit. Have you seen Interstellar? Yeah. So what I'm thinking, and when it's true, is that the people, the things that like you see a ghost or something like that, it's just somebody from the future coming to the past, because I guess they probably have technology, or they're probably some more higher beings or something like that. I think that's what it probably is, you know.
Like it's some type of technology that it's just people, we can't see them, but sometimes we can.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
It's a possibility. I mean, right now the way time travel works, I guess in a sense, is like we are time traveling to the future, and the only way we can really go to the past is like the way when we see the stars, because the stars take a long time for it to fully like do what it's supposed to do. So it's like, I guess, like potentially, obviously I'm not going to say definitively, yes, that's what it is. But there are possibilities that like future teenagers are fucking with people.
Like all the people are like scared of like they see everything moving. They're like, it's probably like some kid like in like the future messing with somebody right now.
It's like, is there a ghost in here? I've been watching a lot of videos, by the way, on ghosts like recently.
Have you seen Nuke's Top 5?
Bro! High five on that shit. Fuck yeah. I love Nuke.
Dude, he's amazing.
It's like top 5 ghosts caught on camera.
I love watching him.
A lot of his videos, and
They're like, I think the Arab people or whatever, when they start yelling and like they
Bismillah,
run.
Bismillah,
Yeah. Oh man, that's like the comment section, man.
bro. Like the thing that always cracks me up for me is when you have an Arab person doing the Bismillah, you have a Chinese dude cursing,
Yeah.
like just saying some cursing shit, and you have a Latino just being like "Hijo de la puta." It's hilarious as fuck, dude. Like all these people, but yeah, like I've been watching a lot of those videos recently, and I guess that also with my personal experience of like ghosts. That's why I don't definitively say it's like there's nothing.
There's something out there.
For me, there has to be.
Okay, what do you think about Space Force?
Space Wars?
Yeah, the from the Israel.
The ex prime minister or some shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, "There's aliens that already made contact." I believe it. There's
Or
possibility.
Space Force or X Force or something like that. I forgot what they called it. And then like our president made
already like talked with, and
Yep.
we have people. I think there's a possibility. Yeah.
You think?
It's just the thing is there's no proof. That's the problem. Because there's no proof, I can't say yes.
They're hiding it from us, man.
Yeah, I know, and I wish they would show us already.
Apparently, they're going to in the next like 60 days.
They were supposed to do it last year.
Yeah, but I think
I think that's how Trump should like go out.
just saying like some certain stuff.
It's like there's aliens. I was trying to defend you guys from them. I was trying to defend you from aliens. They're mighty fine aliens, and just like that's how he would leave because they're trying to take him to jail, and he's like, no, I'm trying to defend you from the aliens. I think there are. I think there are aliens out there.
Reptilians, shapeshifters.
They're creepy looking too.
You believe in those two?
I don't know. I just
You
don't.
don't know?
I say I don't know. I do believe there are humanoid aliens, people who look like us. There might be different somehow, but yeah, they're like if you want to be more specific, alien in itself is just anything that isn't human.
Yep.
So like water droplets with germs in it. That's
the same thing as UFO.
Yeah.
It's an unidentified flying object.
Have you seen like current videos on UFOs?
Yeah, dude.
There was the space Air Force. There was an Air Force that they try to get to like close up of a Tic Tac looking UFO, and that shit would like be there and just like be gone, and then it reappear again and like be gone. Like
It's crazy that they're probably like, oh, they're not ready yet for us to come down.
I think we are. I think we are
because people are starting to wake up now.
Yeah.
And because if we were talking about this
In the 60s or 70s.
or even 10 years ago, they
Yeah.
would call us crazy. People who now all these conspiracy theories, not even conspiracy theories, they're like conspiracies are like right now all the stuff that's going on, it's all coming true.
Not
Well,
all
something. Well, not all of them, but something. you
Like
know?
okay, so for example, like what?
Okay, so like the conspiracy was the bringing cocaine into like the poverty. It was all done by the FBI.
Oh yeah.
That's a main one that nobody's like, oh no, and then they confess to it.
Yeah.
And then like, what's the other one? There's one that happened recently. Well, like also the alien one that they announced that there's aliens out there, or there's other beings out there.
But I mean that isn't as much as a conspiracy. It's more of like, what's it called? Like, not even an announcement, because aliens have been a thing since the 50s.
But nobody believed it. Like Bigfoot, nobody believes a Bigfoot.
Bro, that's the one thing that really surprises me, that we have fucking amazing ass technology and we still can't get a fucking picture of Bigfoot.
Dude, when there's UFOs or something, the people record freaking like a Nokia from like 90 something, dude. Like, come on.
It's like they zoom in and it's like you see the UFO.
Everybody has an iPhone 12 or something.
Exactly, and then once you like go for Bigfoot, you just
Let me take out my brick and record.
Use a fucking iPhone 3G.
Like, come on, man. Like, if you have something, record it with a good phone.
For reals. See, but that's where I'm getting at, man. Like, there's just so many things. The world is so much bigger than what we think, and when you're in religion, or like I mean, so when I say religion, it's like us, where we were. It's so closed off. You're so limited to what you can believe, or
Yep.
like I'll never forget the time where I asked the question in church, and they were like, "You're rebellious because you asked the question." And it was like, "Don't do that." And I was like, "What?" It's just a question. I'm trying to figure out and understand the Bible more.
It's crazy because people do that to the government, and they say the same thing to you. You're rebellious. You can't be asking this type of questions. They're trying to control you. The church is trying to control you, trying to make you what they want you to be.
Well, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And
That's why you left.
I didn't. I didn't leave.
That made you want. That was like a push. Let's go with that.
I mean, so because there was a lot of things. So
I know a couple. I don't know all of them.
So what do you know?
I know that you wanted to start like to be like the leader of like the music thing, and they rejected you because they said that you didn't want no like rock or nothing.
Yeah, dude.
That was one of the
I'll never
things.
forget that one time I played.
I remember that, dude. I remember that, and they were like, "Oh, you can't be doing that."
It's like it
And
was
like
too
now
hard.
they have like somebody else doing it, and they use the electric guitar.
They use the electric guitar.
Yep.
See, I broke those walls for that person. I was the one. There was never plans for me to be a leader in the music, but the people who were the worship leaders. So I was a worship leader with the church, not the church, with the school. So I already had that going on for me.
Yeah.
When it came to the church, where we went, the worship leaders there wanted me in, but from my understanding, the main person did not
Approve it.
Did not approve it. They didn't want me because,
They're probably like secular.
yeah,
It's not meant. And even when like the when they did the concerts for Hillsong, I think, or whatever group, or
Michael Gunger,
Fire Cry, Battle Cry, or whatever.
Battle Cry, yeah.
Like they'll escort the group of young people out
Yeah.
when the rock was on.
It's
They're
like, okay, it's a
"Oh,
rock music. Vámonos, it's time
yep."
to go.
It's like, we'll come back. You guys can go to lunch and then come back and you
Yeah.
guys can listen to it. And then I was like, whatever. Like back then I was like, I didn't care. But then now going back, I'm all like, you're just being controlled.
But that's where the issues. That's what I'm talking about. It's like they were like, some people believed in the same God. A lot of everybody there believed in the same God.
Yeah.
But once it came to like specifics, it's like, oh no, they're not Christian. And that pissed me off because I was like, I'm the kind of guy. So I got in the fight with the.
Dude, I defended your ass, dude.
And we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, you remember? Or
I
did
think
I tell
so.
you? I don't know
think
who told
so.
you.
Well,
Or
if not, we'll get into it.
okay.
I got in a fight with once, and the reason why was because of the music.
Yep.
And I told her, I was like, you listen to música ranchera. And just in case my listeners don't know, música ranchera it's Mexican music, but like the very like mariachi type of shit, right? She got mad, and she's like, God does not approve of the music that you play and listen to. And I told her, well, David was a musician. King David played music for God, and it didn't matter. And her response was, you're not King David. You know, those times were different. And that's what frustrated me, because it was like, I was involved.
Yeah.
I spoke in tongues. I believed I had a lot of people who would be surrounded by me because of I guess the positive influence. So to hear her say that, I was like, It crushed me. Because for one, I'm a kid. I'm a child.
Yeah.
I was 15, 14, 16, somewhere around there. So it's like, for a kid to want to do something and for them to just not positively say, let's talk about it,
Yeah.
but to say, you're not that, and this goes against the rules. Meanwhile, other churches do. like do that? Like, that makes no sense to me. You didn't explain anything.
No.
So after that, that's when I started doing a lot, like going out to different churches and like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
When I left completely, I had a lot of anger and resentment towards that person. Okay. And I know like people who are Christians are probably listening to this being like, see, like you're resentful and that's the reason why. It's like, okay, look, let me get to this point. I went back to that church 4 or 5 years ago. No, 4 or 6 years ago. That woman didn't even remember me. Didn't know who I was.
Acknowledge you.
Didn't acknowledge me. They were having this like, what's it called? Anniversary party for the church. And she remembered people from the 90s. She remembered people from 2000s. And my aunt was like, oh, Jesse's here also. And she's like, who's Jesse?
She erased you from her memory, dude.
And it was like, she caused me so much pain and like so much issues. She made me cry multiple times on top of that. And she doesn't even remember me. I just don't care anymore. I'm done. So yeah, like I was resentful for like 4 years after I left. But now it's just like,
damn,
whatever, dude. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm not, like, I'm an atheist, agnostic, whatever you want to call it. But I don't do it because of the hatred I have towards her or because of the problems that I went through at the church.
It's because you did your research.
I did my research. And on top of that, there are people who are going through what I went through and are belittled. And it's like, they don't know how to cope with that.
Oh.
And here I am being like, for one, this isn't healthy, but there is a way out. You know, so.
I feel it, man.
Yeah, dude. But, yeah, you defended me, and I thank you for that.
Did you hear? I don't know who you heard that from.
So, I think just go for it.
Word goes around.
Word goes around.
And that's why, and I called her out on that too. It was maybe like 15 of us, and her, she was there. I'm like, oh, give us some feedback or say something. And then I called her out. I'm like, you should do this and this and this. This is why certain people left. This is why he left. You can't be doing this kind of stuff. You can't be talking about people that are not here right now behind their back. That's not something as Christians should not do, Because if you believe in this, you can't be talking about somebody in their back,
Yeah.
And then at the end of all that, I forgot what I said, but I called her out on it. She was like, oh, you're right. And then certain people were like, yeah, dude, like she's right. Like she's calling out certain people that are not here anymore. They can't defend themselves from what she's telling us that are already here, I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's not good. That's messed up. Like, why are you going to be talking about somebody behind their back and calling them out?
But I will say this, though, because it's not as much as that. Because the way she talks about people behind their backs is like, don't hang out with them.
Yes.
That's the thing.
That's
like,
one of the things also that she said.
So that's what I'm saying. So like for us to be talking about this, it's more of our experiences that we went through.
Yep.
It's about the hell in a sense that we had to deal with.
Yep.
And
that's why there's not that many people left. That's why before there was like 30, 40 young people, youth. Now there's like 5. And then and
I'm assuming majority of them are like people who have been there for a while too.
Yeah.
Like, or
like they're like almost like 21 now. Like I know some people are like, oh dude, you're like 15 or 16 right now. I'm 20 right now. I'm like, damn, I'm old. Yeah. And then like all the other people are like 40, 45. Oh, I'm a young adult. Get the hell out of here. You're not a young adult.
Yeah.
I'm a young adult still.
Yeah.
What the heck? Even though I have a kid, don't matter. I'm still young, I still have 24 years left to turn 50. But like, wait, I did the math already. Yeah.
Maybe it was that then.
I don't know what other stuff there was.
No,
but she favors more people who haven't stood up to her.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Like who are quiet, like Jose, like she
loved Jose.
She praised him.
She fucking loved.
It's like, oh, people who are still going to school, and then she called Jose out and stuff. I'm like,
oh yeah, she loved him.
Like,
She loved Jose. She loved Franco, even though at times she would be like, Franquito, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it's like, no, not yeah. But also, I will say this though. My parents had a lot to do with all of that too.
Yeah.
Because they once again gossip. People gossip.
They love gossip.
And exactly, and it's like my parents were a part of that, and it's like that caused problems, and that's the reason why. And on top of that, family members that I have are part of like the leadership also, and that's what caused.
And some of our people that we know, the people who are close to her, talk to the main person, and say stuff, and then that gets around and starts spreading to other people.
Exactly.
And then like you're like talking to somebody, and then like they ask you a question about something that they don't like. How did you know that? How did that come to your head? And like, why would you ask that type of question?
Yeah.
I'm all like, of course, you follow the little trail.
Yeah. It comes back to.
Yep. Comes back to the main person.
Yeah. Exactly. So it was problematic, and it was definitely a lot of hell. And well, don't get me wrong though, even though there were a lot of problems, there were a lot of good things too.
Yeah.
I the times that we would
spend Taco Bell after
Bell.
church. Oh, dude, come on.
And the thing is, we started that because everybody else would.
Everybody started doing it after.
Everyone started doing it afterwards. They would copy us, and it was like, bro, like this is our thing. Get the fuck
five
out.
of us. It was 5, right? Yeah.
So it was me, you, Jose, William, Franco, Tony.
Yeah, he came along, yeah.
Yeah, he came along. Well, and it was like we were the main ones.
Yeah.
And then we had like our subset.
Yeah. So you guys are the extras. When somebody's not here, you'll sub him in and take a spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was Tony, Alejandro.
Squash.
Adrian.
That guy, dude.
Dude, I don't even know what happened to him.
I don't know what happened to him
either. Yeah. He
disappeared.
He disappeared. I love that kid.
He was funny. He was cool.
He was fun. He was awesome, but he had problems. He had issues, and that's why his mom would call me, being like, "Hang out with him."
Wasn't his mom, dude?
I'm sure it wasn't.
No.
Just taking care of him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she would call me, being like, "Yeah, like hang out with him and spend time with him." I was like, "Yeah, like I would." And the problem was, no one in specific, but the church. To be that way, I could be more ambiguous about it. They would talk bad about him. They would say a lot of bad things about that kid, and that caused him to act up a lot more. And he would do the bad things that he would do.
Yeah.
So it was Adrian. Who else? Mario. Why are you laughing?
Damn, I haven't seen it. I did see him or something like that. I think he works for parts or something like that at airport.
Something like that. He repairs.
Yeah, like the George Lopez. He makes.
Like the George Lopez. He's George Lopez.
Yeah.
No, he's what's his name? The best friend.
Oh, Ernie.
He's Ernie.
Yeah.
He's Ernie George Lopez.
Yeah. He's not the main character.
All right. At most, he's probably Benny. Come on. So yeah. So he would tag along. Those were good times.
We're the main people.
Those were the people.
I know there was people above us, like younger, older.
Fuck the.
But like. No.
I
don't mess with any. I was cool with everybody.
I was cool with them, but the thing is also a lot of them try to get at my sister, and I was very defensive about that.
What sister?
My sister.
Oh.
my actual sister.
But like they were older and she was younger.
I know, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They were trying to get at her, and that's the thing that bothered me the most. And I like.
Hey, you're being defensive. You're being like
that. Yeah.
Like,
but also on top of that, it was like that's why they would talk to me, because they were trying to get in good with her, and that was problematic.
Send the good word, you know.
Exactly. That's what it was. So, and that's why I was like, all right, like yeah, we talk and stuff, but whatever.
Yeah. And half those people are gone, and they don't even believe anymore.
Really?
They're doing their own thing.
Nice. Okay.
That's like what I've seen.
Yeah.
Like you know, like I don't really care about something. They follow me, but I'm like, whatever. Like
they're doing their own thing, which is good for them, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look, in the end of the day, if you want to believe, it's okay. Believe,
Yeah.
do your thing, but also do your research. Like, don't, it's one of those things where if you're going to believe in something, make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into, because a lot of these things aren't good.
It's like the field you into right now. What if you just like, oh, I'm gonna do what you do, and me get myself a camera and just message a bunch of people, and like, let me just do it. They're gonna be like, who the hell are you? Do you have any history, any like skills of doing this? I'm like, no. They're like, well, then no. Like, I'm not gonna like jump into your field and do whatever you're doing without doing any research.
And you can, if you want to, just know that it's probably not going to go in your favor.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down and play.
You have to know.
You do. And I know the what's it called? The response to that would be, well, I'm still learning. I'm still, understanding the church and Christianity. It's like, yeah, like, okay, learn, understand. But also, as much as the good that you're learning, there's also bads. And understand the bads that you're learning. Yep. Understand that, one, your God hates people of certain races. Your God hates homosexuality. Your God thinks that women are lesser than men. Your God also believes that you should kill in his name. That's part of it. That is part of the Bible. But like I said, there's still good times that we had.
Yeah.
I enjoyed.
I enjoyed the good times.
I enjoyed the good times.
When we used to go on retreats and stuff.
Fuck,
all
dude.
of us.
Dude.
I don't remember, dude.
You don't remember it?
No, I don't.
At all?
I have bad memory, dude.
Oh my God.
I know. I feel like I know the stuff that I did, but like, it's just like fading little by little.
Oh my God, you're getting old.
I know.
So you mainly dated people from your school then?
Yeah.
That must have been fun. But your school wasn't even that big though, right?
No, it wasn't.
How many graduated in your class?
20?
Oh, dude. I got you beat.
How many in your class?
6, 7.
Damn.
Graduated, yeah.
How many were in your class in total?
6, 7.
Damn, what the? Damn, 100, 10% right there. You got everybody.
And here's the best part, though. Here's the funniest part. One of them, and you know who it is, I think. One of them got expelled.
Really?
And I think he got expelled, suspended. I don't know what it was. And he still graduated.
Really? But the thing that you told me, or I don't know where, is that some of the credits from that school didn't really count.
Oh, yeah. Dude, we weren't accredited. I had this whole plan that I was going to go to UC Berkeley, and I was going to do all these things. And what was it? I think a week or two before graduation, the vice principal comes in being like, all right, y'all, it's time to tell you the truth. You're not accredited. So that means you have to do this, and another to be able to like do anything. So we had to go I had to go to City College, get my GEs. I had to redo my GEs, dude.
But how did that work? Because I know, like, if you ask for FAFSA or something, they need proof of a certificate from high school.
Yeah, you do get your certificate.
Is that really a high school?
It is.
So there's no credits behind it.
So the best way I can put it is that they cover specific things. They're still like a high school. They just cover specific things. They don't cover everything.
Like the basics.
So when you go to City College, that's where you're going to get the rest of whatever wasn't covered. So, for example, like I think it was like PE, right? There were specific requirements that our school didn't have that you had to redo in City College to be able to like get
PE.
Some recreational whatever. Yeah. So yeah, dude, a lot of us were just like, fuck. It sucked. It really sucked.
Screwed.
Oh, we were.
And you guys were paying the school? Damn.
My parents were paying for a school. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That school.
Good thing my sister left from that school.
Oh, dude.
She went to Balboa and graduated
for real?
there. Yeah.
Oh, she's so lucky. I want to go to public school.
I want to go to public school too.
Bro.
The only reason I didn't go to public school is because I was living in San Francisco,
Uh-huh.
but I was in Daly City going to school.
Oh.
So when I went to high school, I was supposed to go to Westmore with most of my friends. I forgot the district was like, no.
Nope.
You're not from the district. You're not here anymore.
You're out.
Like the first week when school was about to start, they're like, you can't. You're not supposed to be here.
Dude.
I'm all like, the only option I had was private school because all the class schools were already closed. Well, all the good schools were closed.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go to Mission High or Balboa. Back then, when I was in
That
high
and
school.
the thing is, back then it was
Horrible.
it was horrible, dude. Like people were getting like bloodied, like they were sick.
Like I'm not gonna go to a freaking. And then the only option I had was there. I'm like, ugh, whatever. I guess I'll go.
I guess I'll go to Christian school.
Yeah. But then the people who I was in class with are pretty cool. That's what I meant.
I think that's what makes it worth it.
Yeah.
That's definitely what. And yeah, that's where you. Yeah.
No, my friend.
Yeah.
So it's not. Like
Yeah,
it's
that
better to
is
have a
where you-
small group than having a.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's better to have a small circle. And I think that's the problem, especially with social media right now, where a lot of people are like, the more followers or the more people I have, it's like, no, dude. Like
I only have like 250 followers, and like half of those people are like inactive or deactivated accounts or something like that.
and also half of those people you just haven't talked to in like a
Yeah.
long time.
And like you can tell who doesn't see your story or watches your story, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like whatever, I don't care. You just put it up there because nothing else to do. Might as well post a picture.
Pretty much. And you just be posting about your travel experiences and shit. Going to Disneyland every fucking week.
Dude, going down to LA, dude.
Again?
Nah, I went like last month, I think.
Damn.
I think I've gone so many times this year.
Well, you have a passport thing, right? Like the Disney passport, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you
So that gives me a plus. But then I usually go down there just to go to like to Funko or like downtown Disney and all that. So
Well, also your sisters are addicted to Disney, so
yeah.
and that's like all
Well, it's
right.
because the thing that I like the most, because you know how every family has a tradition.
I mean, I guess like mine doesn't, so I guess.
Anyways,
Thanks for rubbing it in my face. I don't have a normal family, man.
well, I guess certain families, let's go with that.
Yeah,
have
sure.
traditions.
Sure.
Because I have some traditions like like a white family has board games every Sunday or Saturday. Well, my tradition was like every year
You
go to
already finished
Disneyland.
yours?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, dude. I'm like
No, you're good.
drinking these like their water.
Yeah. I haven't told you. I haven't drank in like 6 months, probably.
Well, yeah, because the virus, dude.
Well, not even that. It's just more of like I was going to the gym and I was just losing
Oh,
weight
that's
again.
what-
So, and then
I know, because it's like a whole loaf of bread.
yeah, we already ate like 2 loaves of bread right
Yeah.
now. So, but yeah, so you, as you were saying, that you go in Disneyland, so it's like family traditions.
Oh yeah, it's a family
Why
tradition.
people be having like board games?
Yeah. Because my parents will every year go take us to Disneyland.
Mm.
Like every year, like once or twice a year, every year they'll take us. So I guess we got into that habit, like, every year let's go. And then now that my sisters are, one of them is moving in LA, so then like now she's there mostly all the time, and then like they love Disney. It's because they were raised with it, Like certain people were raised with certain things, and like it's tradition. Let's keep it going,
Yeah.
So that's why I like it so much, because I was raised with it, That's people are like. So people are like, "Oh, you go to Disneyland? What the hell? You're hella childish." Like these like these 35-year-old people are like that I know are like, "Oh, you're hella childish," or like even people at my age, "Oh, hella childish. You're gonna go to Disneyland?" Making fun of like, well, I'm sorry that you haven't gone, but like it's a tradition, Like it's fun.
I'm sorry that you're depressed and you're like having issues with your life.
Yes,
But I'm having fun.
yeah,
over
I'm
here.
having a great time. They're like making funny, like, "Oh, back again, Disneyland, back again." I'm like, well, why not?
Yeah.
You gotta enjoy life,
True.
Even though, yes, they make fun of like people who are they're called
There's a word for it. I know the word.
You know
you're
what I'm talking
talking
about, right? Like
yeah,
when
yeah.
they-
It's like people who are super into Disney.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, who cares? And like, you like Disneyland. It's like people who like anime or people who like football.
People who like soccer, sports, and
There
stuff.
you go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I wouldn't call it a hobby, but whatever.
Yeah, it's a passion in a sense.
There you go, passion.
It's a passion. And I mean, the reason why I'm saying it's more like you're going to Disneyland every time, it's like I'm jealous because
Well, you like Disneyland also.
I fucking love it.
There you go.
Dude, what was it? Okay, so before 17. No,
You went by
18.
yourself, I think.
So my girlfriend
I remember the story.
broke
You
up
told
with me.
bro.
My
You
girlfriend
told
broke up with me a week before we were going to go. So I had an option. I talked in my podcast, but it's like I had an option, so I went by myself. After that, I got a job as human resources, and they sent me out to San Diego for about like 3 or 4 days or something like that. And I think it was the first day that I was there, I went straight to Disneyland. Yeah, it was the first day. The first day because I got there a day before or 2 days before the actual training. I went straight to Disneyland. I'm like, I'm gonna head out.
You're down there, might as well go.
Yeah, might as well go. So
And then look at now. It's almost been a year since Disneyland's been closed.
Dude, I was there when they had just opened Pixar Pier. Yeah.
That was a while ago, dude.
Yeah, that's I was there.
Did they better open the Avengers or whatever land or whatever?
Oh, I haven't even gone to that. Oh,
or Marvel Land or something like that.
I also went to what's it called? Star Wars and Lands
Oh
End,
yeah.
whatever it's called. I went to that I think a month after they had opened it.
Oh, did you get on the ride?
It was shit.
Wait, which one did you get on?
It was the Smuggler's Run because they hadn't opened the
the Rise
other
of the
one.
Resistance.
Yeah.
Oh, I went on that one.
Oh, how is it?
It's pretty cool.
I bet. Fuck.
There's like, it's like they're trying to do it more like, the you go wherever
the
it
train
takes you. Yeah, it takes you.
tells
So you can have like a different experience the next time you go.
Okay, that's
And it's like
actually better.
it's like 20-minute ride.
Oh shit! But I bet the lines you have to like queue up or something like that too.
Yeah, I
right?
think you have to like go there like at 7 a.m. and like try to get lucky at like 8 when they open or something like that, and get like a time stamp.
Yeah, there you
to
go.
get on.
And it's not like the fast pass or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like a whole different thing.
Mhm.
When you go, do you stay at the Disneyland hotel or do you like get a
No, I've been staying at the same hotel. Well,
Wow.
not anymore
It
because
really is a tradition.
yeah, I'm telling you, dude. It's
We're
really like
same
it's-
hotel, same time.
It's like it's behind the parking lot. So
Behind the parking lot. Is it near the 7-Eleven?
yes,
Okay, I know.
You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know.
there's two hotels next
There's
to
a
each
few
other.
of them. Yeah.
There's like 3, I think.
No, there's a few of them there. It's just like right next to 7-Eleven. There's
Yeah.
like 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I stayed there when that happened. When I was supposed to go with my ex.
Yeah, because I know because you told me, and then you posted like your picture.
Yeah, dude, that sucked. That really sucked.
I think you invited me. I think to go with you.
I did. Yeah.
But I don't know why I couldn't go.
Probably because you had Sophia or something
Probably
like that.
because
Yeah,
of work.
for
I
sure.
probably
yeah,
couldn't take
for
off
sure.
a day or
Yeah.
anything.
And also, it was very last minute.
Yeah, because I know you were gonna take your sister, but I don't know if I don't know what happened.
No, she said no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I asked a lot of people. I was like, hey.
Yeah, like I have an extra
I,
ticket. You
I
know?
also asked like random girls that I was just like seeing at the time. It was just like, do you want to? Well, I wasn't seeing, but I was like talking, I guess, because I was trying.
Like, if you would have asked me now, like at this moment,
Oh, you would've
know,
been,
I'd
yeah.
like, let's go, dude.
Dude, Japan, fuck it.
Dude, it would be fun to go. You know, I want to go to Disneyland. I think in
Yeah,
you
Tokyo.
know.
I went there.
You went?
I went on a date in Disneyland, Tokyo. Disneyland.
How was it?
It was good. It was
good.
small. It's smaller.
But it's only by like reservation or something like that, right? To get in. I thought there was like a limited every day.
No, you could. So I got off the train, and
You just bought a ticket.
she bought it. She bought the ticket for me. So yeah, I know. And we just went in. No problem.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Should have told me, dude. I would have told you to give me something.
This was back in 2015, I think. Yeah, 2015. Because I went to Tokyo.
2015.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I feel like that's like so long ago.
It
but
is.
Like,
No, it's 5 years.
it's like 6 years ago.
6
dude.
years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that blows my mind.
That's crazy, dude.
You're telling me.
That's like when you were 20. Or no, 21.
21, 22. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That was in 2014 was the first time I went to Japan. 2015 I went
I
again.
remember, dude. I remember.
And 2016 I went again. And then the last time I went was 2020.
I kind of want to go, dude. And then once you get that bug, because I always tell people, because when I worked at the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
I have like a bunch, and they're older people. So because you're interacting with other people,
Yeah, yeah.
you become friends. They start telling you, they start figuring out. You're like, oh, he's not here. Like,
And
probably-
like you got your regulars.
Yeah, the regulars.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I tell them I went to England, I went to Spain, and they're like, oh, let me know when you're going. I can hook you up. I know people there.
Wow.
Dude, somebody
That's
got
the
me.
benefit though. That is the
Dude,
benefit.
this is my. He's a good friend now.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to him all the time. We call because we watch the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I was like, oh, I can't get tickets to the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you know what? Let me call a buddy of mine and see if he can help you out. He called me up. He's like, dude, I got this and this and this
Oh my
arranged.
God.
He'll meet you there at the stadium. Just be careful.
Because yes.
Yeah, because you can't be you can't
selling or giving
yeah,
away
because else
tickets.
they'll cancel the ticket or something like that. And I was like, damn.
Dude.
It's like hookups. And then like this other guy was like, oh, whenever you want, dude. I have season tickets to go see the San Jose
Sharks
or no
earthquakes.
The earthquakes.
Yeah.
Just let me know. You can go with your daughter. I'm like, the benefits, dude.
It is a benefit
Because you know all these people.
Yeah.
You get hookups.
And that's the beauty of like working in those type of environments.
Yeah.
Like
That's why I liked it so much. That's why I never left. I got comfortable and I saw regular people.
I mean, I guess the question would be, are you happy
Right now or before?
being there? Let's say if you were still there right now.
I kept telling myself that I didn't want to be there for a long time. I wanted to do something else. Because once you get comfortable,
Oh, dude, yeah.
dude,
It's
you're
all
done.
that.
You're done.
Yeah, stagnation kills you.
You're done, dude. Because once you get in that zone, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
you're done. You can't do anything. But I wanted to do something else, you know? Like before, my goal was becoming a cop.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got discouraged. I failed certain exams. And then I just stopped. And then my mentality was like, okay, I'm just going to be a server. And then I'm just going to get money. Because it was good money, you know?
Yeah.
And I was making a good money like every week. And I was like, I was comfortable. But then now since I don't have a job, it's like, damn, it's tough. And then like, since you didn't, I know you don't need to go to college to get like a good job. But like,
Networking
Yeah.
is the best way. But the problem is that a lot of places do require you to have like some paper, and that's the reason why like it sucks and it's hard because
Yeah.
I don't want to get in debt to get a piece of paper that says yes, I'm able to do
and then
this.
some people get papers to become like some like, what example? I saw it on the news. She became some pharmacist, but like when she moved, that degree that she had for that area was invalid for the other place she was at.
It happens.
And it's useless now. But you're in debt and so much money. You have this piece of paper that's worthless in the area you moved.
One of the personal trainers where I used to work at the gym, he went to school out in Utah or something like that, and he graduated in like kinesiology or some shit like that. But once he came to San Francisco, no,
Dude, the same thing happened to one of my
it wasn't
ex-coworkers.
accredited.
Yep, the same thing happened to my ex-coworkers. She had a degree for New York for something. Here, it didn't have it. So it was like useless. That's what she was a server.
Yeah.
So then she moved back to New York and
Tried to get the job
and got it.
And that's the reason why I'm like, it's not worth it unless someone's paying for you. Someone's
It's like you have like, if you're like a freaking like a whiz, you know, like a whiz kid, you know, like you know everything. Of course, you know, go to Berkeley, go to freaking Harvard, get a good degree if you have money or whatever.
That's what blows my mind about my brother though, because my brother graduated honors in Berkeley. My mom wasn't paying for him. Nobody paid for him. He worked the
got
job.
a scholarship.
He had scholarships. He immigrated here from El Salvador. Okay, we moved to Fresno.
Yeah.
To live out there. He decided to stay out here, and he lived in a small room, working, going to school, and now the dude is I think, I'm not gonna say specifics, but he is a millionaire. Like he gets a lot of money. Like he has a lot of money.
You told me that he lives somewhere, I think in the South America, right?
He lives in Brazil.
Yeah, that's what you told me. Yeah.
Homie has money, and I'm not saying it in the sense where it's like, oh, like, you know,
Showing it off or something.
yeah, no. The dude.
He worked for it, you know. I heard they tell stories at church. They're like, there's this kid that slept on a mattress and like, you know, didn't have any money for shoes and like stuff, and now he's successful because he worked.
He, from what I remember, he would tell me was that he would get a free pizza slice from a pizzeria.
Yep.
And the only way he would do it is just when he asked. And there would be times where he didn't even have money for food. Actually, I want to get him on here to like talk to him about that.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, but it's like, that's the reason why I can say like, yes, it's possible.
It is.
But you also have to understand the risks that you're leading onto.
Take a chance, dude.
Because even after he graduated, not everything was all good and dandy. Thankfully for him, so he went out to New York and he worked for Wall Street. So he worked like for big bucks. And then the whole crash happened and all that. And, you know, he went through whatever he had to go through. And now it's like he was able to like successfully do his thing. Like he was able to, you know, but it's like not everybody is able to get that story. So fast forward to now, 2021, it's like a lot of us can't risk that.
Sure.
We can't put ourselves in those situations because
You're scared also.
it's scare. And I know people would say, well, you have to take risks in life. And it's like, I agree. You do have to take risks in life. But knowing that there are so many people that are less qualified in positions without the paper, I would rather take my chances knowing that I'm a good person, knowing that I can network with people, that I'm confident, that I'm able to talk to people. I'm not afraid to have that conversation with people, and they could eventually put me in that position.
Yeah. And then now I've been telling people is that it's okay to be with your parents right now. Because right now you're just, what, you're supposed to be 20 something and already have your life together, have a home, have this and this and that, have like a 3-figure, 4-figure job, like, no.
Especially with what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Dude. All the people who were making that money right now.
Yeah. They're not.
They're not. And how the fuck are they paying their mortgage? How the fuck are they going to
There you go. There's people who have, supposedly, what I've seen, they have 10 houses on Airbnb. Nobody's doing Airbnb right now.
No.
How are they going to pay the mortgages? They're not going to. They're going to have to tell the banks, I can't.
And they're going to get repossessed.
Yep. So it's okay right now to, if you're with your parents, it's fine, because right now you don't know what you're doing right now,
It's not that you don't know what you're doing. It's that it's more of you're using your resources. You're utilizing your resources to make sure that you're stable enough to take the next opportunity.
Yeah.
The next risk. And that's totally okay.
And so people say, oh, like, it's fine. It's like, why were you going to be with your parents? Girls love it when you have a mortgage or you have a house and it's under your name. I'm like, okay, but like,
do I want people to find me attractive,
are you
or
doing
do I want to be?
Are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it just to show people off?
Yeah.
It's like people. It's like the thing at the show. People who are dressed up with designer and stuff, they have no money. People who are dressed up like Zuckerberg, just a t-shirt and a plain tee,
regular jeans.
Yeah, millionaire. It's like, are you gonna keep showing off to other people, or are you gonna, like, for yourself?
Yeah, especially with our society right now, that's the biggest problem.
Yep.
That is the biggest problem. And don't get me wrong, there's a difference between getting Nikes or Gucci or doing it as a hobby, knowing that you can get value out of that potentially, versus doing it because you want people to see you in a certain way.
Yep.
Because you want people to be like, oh, this person is wearing this designer whatever, and they must be in a good status, or they must be in a good place.
It's like, so this is what happened with my dad. We were eating tacos in San Bruno, and this guy, this Caucasian, he's probably like around my age, comes up to me and goes like, okay, do you know how many miles after the tank is empty on a Porsche Cayenne, how much gas I can get it to, miles is left? You know what I mean, right? Like if there's 15
like how many more miles I can get with the amount of gas in the
And then I was like, I don't know. He's like, can you look it up? I don't have my phone. And I showed it to him. He's like, oh, it's about maybe 15 miles. And then he was like, oh, can I borrow $10? I'm all like,
you have a Porsche.
I'm like,
bro.
you have a Porsche. And I was telling my dad, like, this guy has a Porsche and he's telling me if I can borrow $10. I'm all like, no, I do not have cash on me. Like, no, I'm not going to give you $10 so you can put $10 of gas in your freaking Porsche. I'm like, I know that, what is that, your dad's car? Or is that like you got the car but you can't afford
for the day?
Yeah. Well, like, that's an example right there. My dad tells me all the time. This guy has a BMW but can't afford his gas. You're just doing it just to show people off that you supposedly have money but you don't.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks about right now. Like, if you don't have the latest designer stuff, you're like, oh, he's uncultured, he's not up to date, he doesn't have money.
Yeah.
But deep down, those people who have that are like in debt.
And in truth, they're trying to make themselves happy.
Yeah.
They're trying to make themselves seem like, oh, I'm good.
No.
And it's, you know, especially with depression and mental hurdles or health or however you want to call it, it's like you really need to dig deep down to make sure that, like, you need to work on that.
And this is what got me. What my dad tells me all the time. You're filling that hole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing that he tells me, and he always tells me every time when he preaches. He's like, "You're filling that hole," and that's why maybe I stopped collecting shoes because I was trying to fill that
void.
Mm-hmm. But like, it's maybe like a hobby. Like I'm collecting shoes, but then it gets expensive at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, it's comfort over style, you know.
Yeah.
Like now where like New Balances, comfort, you know.
It's just if it feels good. If it doesn't make your butt all rashy, or it doesn't make it,
like, why you gonna wear like a 2,000 pair of Saint Laurent, some freaking tight ass pants, leather pants when like it doesn't feel comfortable? When you can get the same thing at like H&M for like $15.
Well, I mean, also I will say though, and this is something that my dad instilled in me a lot, where it was like, also know your worth. Like, know that you are of value.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, like, if you're wearing certain something, but it goes back to the whole thing where it's like,
can you afford it too? Also,
don't put yourself in debt to like try to get this.
Like,
shit.
oh, let me buy those $800 shoes, but then like my dad says, you know that next week is gonna be a paycheck coming, so I'll spend the money in advance, but I know next week I'll have the money.
Yeah.
But then next week you're to be paying whatever you owe if you paid with your credit card,
and you're not gonna have the money that you need for the next thing. You're gonna have to wait,
unless you're investing it and reselling it.
Which, like I said, that's makes sense. You know that something can be of value, but not a lot of people have that knowledge. A lot of people say, I mean, let's use the comic books, because I used to buy comic books, right? A lot of people don't understand that when it comes to comic books, not every single comic book is going to be of value. True. Some comic books are, not all of them, and you have to be smart with which ones are going to.
Do your research, like you said.
You have to do research, but I guess where I'm trying to get at, it's like there's a chance that even if you do the research, it might not. I had a comic book back when Obama became president in 2008, where it was the only issue that Obama was on the cover of Spider-Man, right? They made 5 different versions of this comic book. First version went up to $500. Second version went up to $200. I have the second version.
$200 one?
$200 one. Give me a second. All right.
Oh.
It gets bad.
Oh.
Third version goes down to like 100. Fourth version goes down to like 60, and then I think that was the last version, or there's another one where it went down to 40. Obama was no longer president. Got out of office, right? The whole Trump, whatever. That comic book, the first edition, went down from $500 all the way down to $20.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Some people would sell it for $40 right now, but you could get it for $20. So that's where I'm getting at. It's like, sure, it might be a value, but also you have to be smart of when.
It's just like the stock market, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, like people who invested in Tesla back then. Damn, if I knew
bank
2000, I think 8 or something like that, when he announced Tesla, those that went up for the market for people.
Yeah, IPO,
when it was
IPO.
like
when the IPO went public.
Yep, for like I think it was like $100 or something like that. Dude, now.
Same with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin too, man.
My one of my friends that I used to work with, he would do the mining. He would do data mining for Bitcoin and stuff like that, and he sold it all 2014. Right now in 2021, Bitcoin goes up to like, I think 40.
Dude, thanks to Elon, dude. Right now it's like at like 24 something, I think. When like before it was only 8,000 like 3 months ago. Dude, I think skyrocketed, man.
Yeah, dude. And it's just, but that goes back to what we're saying though. It's like everything. You're
taking a chance, dude.
It's a chance. Yeah, it's a risk you're taking.
Yeah, it's like right now, like I am in the stock market. I have certain things that I'm investing in, but like the airlines are a good thing to invest in.
Yeah, I fucked up. I should have. Especially when everything started, I should have gone for United.
Dude, I'm an idiot, dude. When when freaking Tesla was like at $300.
Mm.
I should have been like, you know what? I'm gonna buy
Pounced
2 or
onto that.
3, dude.
Yeah.
I would have had I would have tripled my money.
My homegirl, she took the opportunity, not for Tesla, but for the airlines, and I was the one who gave her the advice to go for it.
How much did you buy for?
It was 20.
Yeah, I got 5 Deltas for $23. Right now they're like at 40 something.
Yeah,
Almost
it
50.
went up. A part of me was actually down to put over $1,000 for that shit.
That's what my mentality was like. You know what? Every week or every month I'm gonna put $1,000 in the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
Right now since it's low,
But also, but then again, it goes back to the whole thing where it's like
you're taking a chance.
we're not working too. Yeah, it's like we're not working. So even if we take the chance, it's like we're putting that money in. You know, like right now, sure, like unemployment opened up again, like because of the bill they passed, but we weren't sure if we were gonna get money.
It's true.
You know?
Because the president was holding it off.
Oh, that whole shit just crazy, man. You happy he's gone? I'm happy he's living. I mean, like,
It's good if he gets impeached because then he won't be able to run.
but he already got impeached.
Oh, already happened already?
Well, remember it happened.
Oh, it happened a while ago.
Yeah, so he already got impeached. Like it, but I mean, I don't know why they're re-impeaching him again. But it's like, especially if the Senate, I think it's the Senate, doesn't remove him, because that's the reason why they didn't remove him the first time, because the Senate decided not to. The House was like, let's impeach him, and it's like they didn't take him out. So
The real question is,
What?
Are we gonna get the $2,000?
yeah, I think so.
I was telling people, and then I
Not
was
this
reading
time, but we are.
those 3 the 2 free states, and then that Georgia, I think it was.
Mhm.
If those all went to Democrats, supposedly we were gonna already.
Which they did.
They did.
Yeah.
And then now we're gonna get the 2,000. I don't know if it's gonna be 16 or 14. I mean, or I don't know how much however much we gonna get, or
What,
like
2,000?
an extra 2,000.
I heard it's an extra 2,000, but the problem right now is that one of the Democrats, I forgot who it was, doesn't want to vote for it to go forward, but majority of the Democrats do want it. So right now it's just like we'll see what happens, but I think it's gonna pass. I honestly do think it.
You think it'll happen this month or it'll probably next month?
Next month for
You
sure.
think next month?
For sure, because Biden becomes president by
Next
the
week?
20th. Yeah, the 20th. So that's like a whole week. The biggest priority is COVID right now, right? So they have to roll out the vaccines. Right after that, that's when they.
You think those vaccines are legit?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. I know a lot of people are like into conspiracy theories about it.
That's one of those theories, man.
That it's not, but I think it is. I think my biggest. So, the thing that's really getting to me most right now is the aftermath. Who's gonna take responsibility for everything that happened?
Nobody. It's the same thing as the people back then with like the smoking. You
What?
know how before they were like, oh, doctors were like, oh, smoking's good for you, and this and that.
So here's the thing, though. We're gonna be very specific about it and very honest. It started in China, all right, and the Chinese government covered up the first month, I think.
Yep.
About it. They killed one of the editors or one of the reporters that reported on COVID at the time. Eventually started spreading to different places. Italy, Europe, Asia, here. And I think the person who should take responsibility for not taking care of their country should be the leader, obviously. But we also do have to understand that there was a lot of cover up of COVID.
You think it was to control the people?
The theory is that, and I'm not saying I believe in this theory, but this is one of the theories.
I know which theory it is.
That China decided to
Fluff.
to give away to give this because it came from a biolab.
Did you see what the biolab the symbol was?
No,
The Resident Evil one.
that's hilarious.
It is. It's identical. The umbrella or whatever.
The Umbrella Corporation. I haven't seen it, but
It's crazy.
that's the theory that they did it purposefully to
They
like.
said to wipe off like mostly the good amount of population in China. Because there was too much people.
There's too much people. But also I heard it's because China wanted to buy America because stocks went down, bro.
Yep. And they were trying to hide something. I don't know what they were trying to hide. But from what I've been seeing is that they're doing it to control the population and to make the U.S. nothing right
Like
now.
less than. Yeah.
Because if China will take over, you know? Because you know how much money we owe China?
Oh, dude, trillions. Yeah.
Any day now, China will be like, you know what? U.S.
We want that money.
Yep. And like it's gonna be an English-Chinese hybrid. That we're gonna be, all of us are gonna be learning Chinese. You know, like Dwight said, it's gonna be a German hybrid or
Like
China.
who?
Like Dwight from The Office.
Oh my god,
It's a joke. He's like he said in 2020 we're gonna have an English-German hybrid world. But it's not Germany; it's China.
It's
now.
China. I think in the future, potentially there might be something like that. I think it's possible, just because money talks.
Did you see the interview that they did?
With who?
I think it was a news thing. They're like, "Oh, right now the U.S. is weak."
Yeah.
One of the Chinese people said it. I don't know who it was.
Mm.
They were like, the news. They're like, "Oh, right now we have the U.S. where we have them, where we want them, or something like that."
I mean, I didn't see this, nor do I know. But I mean, technically, they're not wrong. Like the U.S. is weak,
Yeah,
especially with infighting between everything that's going on, and that's where I come back to, where it's like I really wouldn't be surprised if whoever has the most money, whichever country, wanted to buy off a part of the U.S. Much, like maybe they want to buy Alaska because they have oil there, and it's a possibility. Maybe Saudi Arabia is going to be like, yo, like you guys
I want that.
But yeah, and you guys owe money, and we have the money, and you guys are still trying to recover. You guys spent a lot of money on these stimulus packages and bills, and you need to pay it off somehow. So we'll buy off Puerto Rico because, we love Latin women. So and that's the reason why.
Well, when I tell people is that we're not gonna get. That's what I always tell my parents. Like, since all these.
Wait, I don't know. Just be sure. I don't know if it's Puerto Rico or Costa Rica. One of those two. They're both the same for me. But I mean, they're similar to me, and I know.
Well, it's because Costa Rica's in the South America.
It's like, yeah,
and then Puerto Rico's like.
They both sound the same.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm Latino. Don't get on me about this shit. All right. It's like it's Mexico and everybody else. That's all I know. That's
true.
That's what.
It's like a little ball of like Central Americans, whatever they are. It's like Mexico, whatever, and then there's the rest of the world.
Exactly, the rest of Latin America. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you saying?
I think what they're trying to do, it's like that's what I was telling them. Like once all these stimulus packages are coming out, $2,000 for every American. Like money just keeps being made. Then our money's gonna be worthless.
Well, that's the thing right now. You know that, right?
Our money's gonna be worth nothing.
No, our money right now is worth nothing.
Dude,
it's just paper being made. That's all it is.
When I went to freaking to Spain, dude, my dollar wasn't worth anything. I was giving $100. I was only getting like
how many bucks back?
Probably like
80.
Yeah, like 80 euros. So I'm like, I'm losing $20 right now.
That's crazy. When I went to, this was back in this is 2019, 2020. When I went to Japan, $500 a year, $520 out there. So I got $20 back, like $20 more, and that's like, all right, like what?
Yeah, I'm like, damn. And like I'm saying, we're not gonna get any retirement money later on. We're not gonna get no Social Security. That's all the boomers already took all that.
And that's always been the plan, where it's like we were never gonna get.
No, we're
that
not.
money.
And then especially right now with all this, they're trying to make freaking what is it? Money to be like crypto.
Yeah. Well, I've been an advocate of like digital money. I think that's important. I think that's a good idea.
It'll work out, but then people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's the Antichrist."
I know, dude. It's
get the money,
I read a
Antichrist.
comment like that. I read a comment like that on Facebook.
It's the end times.
Someone posted, "It's finally the end times," and I posted, fucking finally, it took this damn long. Because like growing up, they always scare you like that, right? They're always like,
oh, it's the end times.
Yeah, like Jesucristo viene, and it's like Jesus is coming, and like you always hear this. You've been hearing this for years, for centuries.
When Y2K probably happened, they're like, oh, it's the end times.
All right, just real quick, do you know how? So do you know the Book of Revelation?
Yeah.
Do you know how it was made?
It's made by I think John or something like that. Him seeing the future.
So do you know Who was emperor at that time?
No.
Emperor Nero. You know who Nero is, right? So Nero killed persecuted Christians.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why a lot of the things that he was saying was specifically pertaining to Rome at the time.
So you're saying that he didn't see the future. He saw what was happening in his time.
Exactly.
And people were like, "Oh, that's the future for our time."
I will say though, the future does tend to repeat itself. As of for example, like Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler did the exact same thing to Jews, and right now, like things like that does happen.
It does.
Know.
It does repeat itself.
It does. So I'm not gonna say like, oh no, like it's not gonna happen. But what I will say is that a lot of the things that the Bible says when it comes to in Revelations, you can't use that now because that was specifically pertaining for that time. I
never thought about it like that. That's actually pretty.
Dude, I'm telling you, I had a debate with my dad about it.
But then people were saying, "Oh, what about all like he saw people, like monsters come out of the sea, and like he saw like the 7 deaths or whatever."
For example, like the plagues and all that shit. Like for example, let's say hypothetically, what the Bible says is true, right? That shit happened in Exodus. With Moses, that happened with Moses. That was something that was already had happened. So there were already tales about like plagues and deaths, and death had always happened. Wars had always happened. Famines have always happened. So all these things that they're saying, it's nothing new. It's things that have always happened. It's like at that time, what was it? It was Rome. Asia, I don't know if it was China specific, probably was China specific, but there were already like different empires in the sense that were up there, so it pertained to that, and yeah, like you could use it right now, but I know like
because their technology was advanced for their time. Our technology is advanced for our time.
And also on top of that, I forgot where I was going with this last part. But dude, like it's just a fear tactic. Like it really is. There's a lot of people who fight that the rapture is gonna happen, and right before everything happens, or it's gonna happen during, or just like no, like it's a fear tactic, man. They're trying to scare you to be like, oh, like God could come at any moment, like a thief in the night, or I don't know what the fuck how it goes. So yeah, to go to what we were talking about, if I'm for it, man. We have Apple Watches. That's what Apple Watches do. You
still have your Apple Watch?
Dude, you don't know?
You know what? This has ended.
I have my
you
Galaxy
went over?
Fold. I went over for a Galaxy Fold. Yeah. Just
why?
for the because it's a Galaxy Fold.
How is it? Is it good?
I like it.
You do?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I miss Apple. Okay. Can yours do this?
Yeah.
Just crack right afterwards. I fucking love it, dude. I actually do. I'm like, I guess just having the big screen like that, it's so worth it. Or even like taking the pictures right now, like which I'm about to do right now.
Damn, what is that? 3 cameras?
Yeah, it's 3 cameras.
I got 3 cameras too, bro.
Oh, yeah, you want to see something right now? Give me a second. Hey, people on the podcast right now probably being like, what are they doing? Look at this. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Exactly, right?
Wait, so the front's touch also?
Yeah, you could do a touch in the front, yeah. Right.
Don't you have little bugs on that thing?
No. I mean, what are you trying to say? That I watch porn? Is that the reason that I get bugs? But I get
no comment. No comment.
Anyways, yeah, I love my Galaxy phone. Don't get me wrong. Probably I'll switch back once Apple gets like a foldable that's similar to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. We digressed too much. I don't know where the fuck we were. Any questions for me? We're like 2 hours in, so.
No.
So I will ask you the last question, but do you have any questions for me on anything before we?
No, I think I asked you questions off the podcast already.
Was there anything that I answered or I didn't answer? I don't know.
No, you did answer everything.
Okay,
Probably.
cool.
Yeah. Because I asked you about your job and then
Yeah.
relationship, and you answered that already.
Which I'm happy. See, I will say though, I'm happy I am not working right now. I've been able to do what I would love to do. I've been able to do
That's good, too.
photography. I've been able to do this podcasting things, and yeah, all this shit's expensive, but it's worth it because I'm actually able to
Do what you want to do.
and talk to the people that I
Yeah.
want to talk
Yeah.
to and enjoy the company and enjoy the conversations that I do. So I'm grateful, man. I'm actually very grateful for all this. It's a good thing. All
That's
right.
good.
You ready for my last question or?
Go for it, bro.
All right, cool.
Shoot.
Cool. So
Oh.
the
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
It's,
Oh.
it's going.
Oh,
All right.
it's coming.
It's coming. All right. So the reason why I made this podcast is because everybody has their journey. Everybody goes through their struggles, goes through so many different things, and that's an amazing thing. It is fucking amazing. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, because you are a single father. You are a man who has evolved, has changed in a lot of aspects, and I'm extremely grateful to have seen you grow throughout all this time. But there are people out there who are dealing with what you're dealing with or going through what you're going through. It might not be specifically one thing, it might be a different thing, but they've gone through what you're gone through. What would you say to them that has helped you throughout your journey, throughout your processes? What is one thing that you would say to them?
I feel like something that I'll say to them is probably don't listen to all the judgment that people give you, because once you give into that, what everybody's judging you for, that supposedly that mistake you did, oh, you did a mistake, you know, you're an idiot. Well, like if you ignore that, then like the world is open for you, because you're like, you know what, I don't care what all these negative people tell me. I know what I did, and I'm gonna move forward and like continue that path that I want to do, you know? Like, yes, I now have somebody else to carry on my shoulder, but like that's not gonna stop me from like going to the path that I want to go to, you know? Like you can't be discouraged like if like your parents, your friends, your mentors, or somebody's like, you know what, I don't want to be around you because I'm embarrassed of what you did. Well, then you know who to remove from your, you know, your friend group, your area, your
circle.
your circle. Because if you, it's better to know in advance than to know later down the road who is really there for you, who's just like using you and like for like gossip or stuff, you know?
Yeah. It would have been wasted time, basically.
Yeah. It's like me like hanging out with somebody like, oh, you know, this and that, and then I find out from like you, oh, you know what, he's been telling me this behind my back. I'm like, well, I just wasted a complete like couple years of my life with him. Like, what's the point? And like, you know, that just ruins relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. All I can say is, you know, don't get discouraged. You know.
Don't give in to the judgment.
Yeah, don't give in to the judgment. Because if once you give into all that, people start getting depressed, suicidal, start going into that phase, that lockdown. Like, you know.
Did you go through that?
No, because I didn't really give into all that stuff, you know? Like, yes, I felt like, damn, I could have, like, done something else in my life. But I'm like...
But you don't regret.
No.
That's awesome.
Because, like, what would if I would have, like, I forgot I was telling my sister or somebody, if I didn't have my kid, where would I be right now? I probably wouldn't be in this area that I am. Like I told you before, I probably wouldn't even be in this room with you right now.
Yeah.
Doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I probably would have been somewhere else. So it's like there's a reason why stuff happens, you know? Like your parents always tell you there's a reason for everything, you know?
So you believe things happen for a reason?
Yeah. Like imagine if I didn't go to if I went to the school I was supposed to go in high school, then I would have not done all the stuff that I did right now. How my life would have changed. Like a different
path.
Like a different path, a different like it's probably like a dimension of me that graduated from a public
I believe
school,
that. I actually believe that. Yeah.
and they did something else in their
Mhm.
life compared to me in my area, my dimension. Oh, I'm a single father right now, doing this and this and this and that, and like another dimension, like I'm dead, because I gave in into all the judgment and stuff, you know.
You decided to probably do some crazy ass
Yeah.
drugs, and you decided to get into
Yeah.
some crazy ass shit. Dude, like I said, man, and I genuinely mean this, and I know I say it on the podcast for a lot of people, but I say it because I mean it. I am grateful to have met you. I am beyond grateful to have been in your journey through a lot of things, because, and I don't know if I've ever told you this, if it wasn't for you, and I'll say them too, if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for Franco, William, if it wasn't for Jose, Tony, everybody that was in our circle, I definitely wouldn't have wouldn't have survived the things that I went through, because there were a lot of times that I didn't want to commit suicide, and there were times where I had that knife, but it was because of knowing that you would ask for me, knowing that we wouldn't hang out anymore.
Yeah.
Dude, you are beyond amazing, and in my eyes, you are the best version of you. And obviously we can all work on ourselves,
Yeah.
but you are one of the best versions of you versus a Sam that didn't have a kid and did the things that he probably would have. So thank you for being my brother. You're my friend, you're my best friend, but you're my brother more than anything, you know. And we've known each other long enough for me to be comfortable with that, to be able to say, I am here for you for whatever you need, and don't ever hesitate to ask me if you need anything. Okay?
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for checking out this latest episode of the JTX podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're listening on your preferred podcast app, I appreciate you. Just overall, I thank you for checking out, taking the time to listen to my passion at the moment. If you would like to support, like I said, anchor.fm/Jason Tamer, Instagram.com/Jason Tamer. And as usual, we've done shit, we've been through shit, and we caused shit. That doesn't mean we can't change today to be somebody's catalyst for a better life tomorrow. Take it easy, y'all.